Hi everyone, welcome to my green closet. So I have had issues with sleeping and insomnia for as long as I can remember, but I had developed a good set of tools and ways to deal with it. However, pregnancy and having a little baby has completely thrown that out the window. I haven't been able to exercise regularly. Things like melatonin and CBD you're not supposed to take while pregnant or breastfeeding, and some of the herbal teas that I had to help me relax also have ingredients that you're supposed to avoid. And a big thing for me was that I used to try to avoid screens for at least an hour or so before going to bed, but now evenings are a really big time for me to catch up on emails, do some of the extra work that I haven't been able to do during the day. So it's not a great relaxing way to get ready to sleep. Now my husband Ben has been bringing up weighted blankets for quite a while. I think they were really popular maybe a couple of years ago. And while I thought they sounded interesting, I never wanted to try them because they all seem to be made out of polyester and that micro fleece, which I not only don't like the feel of, but it's also really bad for the environment because it's one of the major contributors to microfiber pollution, since all those little fuzzy fibers tend to shed off really easily. But then a couple months ago, Bearabee reached out to me to see if I was interested in trying one of their weighted blankets, which are made from a knit cotton or a knit cotton and Tencel blend. So there's no filling, no beads or whatever's usually in them, it's just fabric. So this blanket was gifted to me, but whenever I accept gifted products, it's always with no obligation, and I will always give you guys my honest thoughts. So when I found out there was a more sustainable option, I was really curious to try it out and see if it actually helps. Now, weighted blankets do claim to also help with things like anxiety and stress, but I am mainly just testing this for help with sleep. So guys, my weighted blanket arrived. Let's take a look. It feels like way more than 15 pounds, but it's supposed to be the 15-pound one. So it comes in this like cotton sack thing, I guess. Here, let me show you guys a bit better. When I saw it online, it looked like the color was more pinky, but it actually is a bit more of like a rusty orange, which I really like and what I was actually hoping for. So that's great. All right, so we have the blanket all rolled up. Looks like there's a tag here. Just says that it is lyocell, cotton, and spandex. So they have two different kinds. One of them has lyocell in it, and the other one is just cotton. I guess it's just kind of a preference. I do find lyocell to feel a little bit cooler though. It's so heavy. So here it is. It definitely is really substantial. I'm excited to try it out. Okay, so first impressions, when I first put it on, it felt really weird and my immediate reaction was kind of claustrophobic. But now that I've been under it for a few minutes, I can definitely see how it could be relaxing. Like the weight just feels very comforting, kind of like a hug. So I will try sleeping with it tonight, but yeah, it's definitely a weird feeling. I know. I'm really excited to try sleeping with it though. The material is super soft and it drapes really nicely over your body, which just feels very comforting. And I got the Tree Napper, which is the Tencel blend one, and I got it in the 15-pound weight. They have a little quiz on their website and that was the one that told me to get. So it has been about a week of using the weighted blanket, and at first, the first night especially, it felt very strange. It took a while to get used to it and actually fall asleep, just because it's so different than how I'm used to sleeping. But the second night and third night, and as the week went on, I got a lot more used to it and it started feeling very comfortable. Now, weighted blankets claim to do things like increase serotonin and melatonin and provide deep pressure stimulation to the nervous system to aid in relaxation. But unfortunately, there isn't actually a lot of science available regarding weighted blankets. A lot of it is anecdotal, and there are some studies that have mixed results. SciShow Psych actually did a video about this, which I will link and definitely recommend checking out. And while some studies have found that they help with relaxation and sleep, as they talk about in the SciShow Psych video, it's impossible to tell if it's a placebo effect or not. Hey guys, so we are about halfway through my weighted blanket experiment, and to make this somewhat scientific, I wanted to, for the first couple weeks, really just use the weighted blanket and not do some of the other things that I do to help me sleep, like using any nighttime sleep teas or the screen dimmer on my computer, or sometimes I'll even put like calming essential oils in my diffuser. So I haven't been doing any of that, but I'm gonna start doing some of those things again and using some of the other tools that I found to help me sleep and see how those work in combination with the weighted blanket. So this particular blanket is marketed as being cooler and good for summers and hot sleepers. And while I do think that the loose knit helps with airflow and keeping you cooler than a lot of the duvet styles would, it still is a pretty heavy blanket. And so I found on the super hot nights, it just wasn't that comfortable to have on. You guys, it is hot here. We don't have any kind of AC or fans really in the house. And at night it's been like 24, 25 degrees Celsius. So I've not been sleeping with the weighted blanket for the last 3 nights. Even though it is pretty cool with the loose open knit, I still just find when it's that hot that I don't want anything on me. I haven't been having great sleeps, but that's probably also due to the heat, not necessarily not using the weighted blanket. But I've just missed the kind of pressure of it, I guess. And I'm actually quite surprised how much I've been missing it. So hopefully it cools down and I can start using it again soon. So after sleeping with the weighted blanket for over a month, here's a summary of my thoughts and experience. I really like the feeling of it. It feels cozy and comforting, and because of that, I'm gonna continue using it. In terms of sleep over the month, I didn't necessarily feel like it helped me fall asleep faster, but I do feel like it helped me sleep deeper and that I tossed around and woke up less. So while I don't think I necessarily had any longer sleeps, I do feel like I got better quality sleeps. I didn't find that this is a one and done solution to sleep issues, but I do think that it can be used as part of a set of tools to sleep better. So for me, some big things are getting regular exercise every day, using a screen dimmer on my computer, which changes the light from blue to yellow, and also trying to have a relaxing evening routine when I can. When I was able to actually combine these things with the weighted blanket, I got some fantastic sleeps. I went down quickly, I didn't really stir much, and I woke up actually feeling rested, which with a little baby is an incredible feeling. So would I recommend trying a weighted blanket? If the idea of gentle pressure or being swaddled appeals to you, or you like stacking up multiple blankets because you like the weight but then it gets too hot, then I definitely would recommend trying it. However, if the idea of having extra pressure on your body doesn't appeal to you, then it likely won't help. I do think that there is a strong mental component of if you actually enjoy the feeling and find that extra pressure comforting. But I also would say don't make a snap judgment if you just quickly try it, because my initial reaction was that it felt heavy and kind of claustrophobic, but after a little time, it started feeling really relaxing and comfortable. If you are interested in weighted blankets, I would definitely recommend Bearaby. There are so many synthetic blankets on the market that are made from polyester and are filled with plastic pellets, so it's really nice that there is a company with more of a sustainability focus that's using natural materials. And I also think that the chunky knit is just really beautiful. It looks really nice having it on the couch, and it's just more aesthetically pleasing than a lot of the other blankets that I've seen. So that was my experience sleeping with a weighted blanket for a month. I really loved it. I'm gonna continue using it, but I would love to know in the comments if you've tried a weighted blanket and what your experience has been like. And also if you've used it more for stress or anxiety reasons, how that worked for you. I hope this video was helpful if you're interested in weighted blankets or looking for other sleep tools. I know how difficult it can be to struggle with sleep issues, so I hope that you find things that work for you. Thank you for watching, and thank you so much to those of you supporting me on Patreon, and I'll see you in the next one.